some lip gloss on so I can look like a person. Hey guys, who's in here? Comment with your name. Let me know where you're from. Super random. Hi, Paulina. Hey guys, who's in here? I'll put myself on mute. I know this is super random, but I wanted to chat with you guys, so I figured I would do a live chat. Um, how do I make this? I see Paulina's here. Who else is watching right now? There we go. So by the title, you can see that we're going to be doing a live Q&A. I posted a video a few days ago thanking you guys, first of all, for 15K subscribers. That's crazy. But I also said that I was going to be doing a Q&A to get to know some of the new people that are following me. Hi from France. I feel like I've seen your name before. Are you a new subscriber? So today's a little different. I know usually we have like our Sunday night chats where we have our live soul beauty chats and we talk about faith. In this live Q&A, I want to encourage you guys to ask me anything that you want to ask. I'm going to start with some of the questions that I got via the last video and also on Instagram. So I'm going to start with those questions, but feel free if you guys have questions while we're chatting, or if you're curious about a certain topic, feel free to leave that in the comment section. But in the meantime, while I'm pulling up those questions, if you guys could just give me your name and tell me where you're from, that would be great. I want to shout you guys out. I want to welcome you. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, April. Gonna be fun. I love doing live stuff with you guys, so I'm excited to get into this Q&A. So I'm just pulling up the questions. Hi, thanks so much for joining. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay. So I'm gonna pull up the questions, and like I said, if you guys have any questions while I'm chatting, feel free to ask them. So one of the first questions that I got that I thought was really interesting, I got this question like a few times, which is why I named the video Full-Time YouTube Career, because I got this question a few times, surprisingly. I mean, I guess I was surprised, but because it was asked so frequently, I was like, I guess that's what you expect. I don't know. But so one question is from Queen J, and she says, I've been following you since the beginning of the year. I saw you comment on one of Ambrosia's videos, LOL. My question is, do you have a job besides YouTube? Oh, hi, Paulina. I'm from New Jersey also. So that's a really good question. Oh, you're from California. Great. Welcome, Letitia. So I love Ambrosia, first of all. I watch her videos all the time. Love her channel. So she wants to know, do I have a job besides YouTube? Yes, I do have a job besides YouTube. I know that a lot of people on YouTube, or it seems like a lot of people on YouTube do YouTube full time, but I actually feel like it's really not that many people that do. The people who do, I think that that works for some people. I don't think that it works for others. I personally do not feel like that would work for me, doing YouTube full time, because if you guys been following me for some time, you already know, like, I have my moments where I'm into it and then I have moments where I'm not into it. So to have a career rely on something like that would be scary to me. And then also, I don't like the idea of putting all of my income into one source. Like, if YouTube was to just shut down, or like Google was to just like die, like what would that mean for my life if I was making money solely from YouTube, you know? So that scares me. So that's one of the reasons why I don't think that I would do that. And then also, just like I said, it like this channel for me has always come from a place of passion. So I would hate to do something that I love just because I'm trying to make money and then it turns into something that I don't like. So those are the reasons why I don't do it full time. I'll start there. And then as far as what I actually do full time, so I'll break it down into two pieces because I have a regular 9 to 5 job, and then I also have, like, I guess you could say, a passion project, which has evolved. And YouTube constantly, that's not your ministry. Heck no, girl. Oh, thank you. I'm going to get into some beauty stuff later on, actually. I plan to talk about my skin and what I've been using and all that stuff. Um, but yeah, so I have a 9 to 5, and then I have my passion project, which has slowly but surely been turning into a really amazing source of income. And it's something that I'm really passionate about and something that I could see myself um, pursuing full time, but I'm not committing to it full time because, like I said, when things start as a passion for me, I don't like to dive so deep into it and rely on it as a source of income and then I dislike it. So, in 9 to 5 job, I work for a career site where I'm on the marketing team and I basically assist all of our members who come to this site. I assist them with navigating their careers. So these are typically people probably around you guys' age, millennials, young adults who are just kind of entering the workforce. There are some older people that come to our website as well. And pretty much I just help them navigate their job search, whether that means they want to work with the career coach or that means that they just need help with their resume, interview tips, all of that stuff. So I get to talk to people all day long and help them with their careers, which is really cool because, as you guys know, I enjoy helping you guys here. So being able to do that in my 9 to 5 is really awesome. And this is really one of the first jobs that I've ever had where I can genuinely say I enjoyed my job. I enjoy the people that I work with. The company is amazing. It really is amazing. So I'm so blessed to be in this position. So that's also part of the reason why, like, I have a full-time job is because I feel like sometimes this YouTube world can make it seem like, you know, the goal is to be your own boss or the goal is to not have to go into work, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. I would love to be an entrepreneur someday, but I think that it kind of gets the wrong expectations for some people. Like a lot of people actually reached out to me like months ago and years ago asking like, "Oh, how do I start a channel? How do I make money from my channel?" And I'm like, if you're thinking about starting a channel simply to make money, like don't even bother because it takes so long to start really making money from YouTube. Like unless you are super consistent, you have a ton of subscribers or either a ton of views. So that means either you're making content that's like highly searchable and that's stuff that people want to watch all day long, or either you have millions and millions of subscribers. If not, you're really not going to make that much money. So it's not something that you should get into for the sake of making money. So that is what I do in the 9 to 5 world. And then when I'm not at my 9 to 5 job, so that's usually whenever I'm home. And then on the weekends, of course, I actually work as a coach. So as an empowerment coach, so I work with young women, helping them similar to what I do at my 9 to 5 job, helping people navigate their careers. But this is a little more intimate and personal, actually help them get clarity on their God-given purpose. And that's done via coaching calls. So that is what I do as far as my career. So it's like two aspects of it. And in some ways they fuse together, which is really cool. And then in some ways they're really different. So I think, for instance, like the people that I'm helping are really different because on one side it's very just career oriented and job oriented and we don't talk about faith or anything at all. But with the people that I'm working with one-on-one coaching, I get to really get deep and talk about the personal issues that you may be facing in your life. We get to talk about God, we get to pray together. So all of that is really exciting to me and I love to be able to infuse those two together. And like I said, I feel so blessed to be in this position, to be able to do something that I love and get paid for it. As a coach, and then also in my 9 to 5, like having the stability and then also having the freedom to be creative and create all these programs and like the purpose prayer kit, all of those things. That's really exciting to me because I get to use my creativity and still help people at the same time. So that is what I do. Um, Next question. If you guys have any questions about that, feel free to jump in at any time. Um, so the next question, in line with YouTube, uh, where is it? Okay, so someone else asks, Nina Fan X on Instagram asks, what do you do as a job? I just answered that. And what are your future career goals, or what are your future goals as far as your career? Um, so that's the thing, right? Before I was fully like committed to this walk with God and as a committed Christian, I was so like, this is what I want to do. This is who I want to be. This is what I'm going to go after. And, over like the past 5 years, just seeing how my life has shifted so much, um, like completely out of my control, I don't think that way anymore. So I don't have these rigid goals or plans for myself as far as what I need to be doing, what I want to do. I have things that I want to accomplish. Of course, I have ideas of what I want my life to look like. So, for example, I'll give you some of the values that I have or some of the beliefs that I have about how I want my life to look. So that may include having freedom. So that means like flexibility in my job, like not having a rigid, stiff 9 to 5, gotta clock in, gotta clock out, gotta work certain days per week. Like that type of lifestyle is not for me. That's not something that I see for myself. I would love to be able to travel. I would love to be able to speak. I would love to be able to be creative and to use my passions and my talents and not just do something for a paycheck. And like I said, I'm so fortunate because I feel like I have all those things and so much more in my current job and also with the coaching work that I'm doing outside of my 9 to 5. So I'm so fortunate and blessed in that way. But as far as like a set plan or a set, like, this is what I need to be doing, I don't feel that way anymore because as I've shared on this channel before, at one point, I was working as a stylist, I was working in fashion, I was working as a beauty blogger, and all of those were really like those were really great paths. Those were things that I was passionate about at the time, um, and lucrative. I was making money from doing those things, but I learned and I realized later on about myself that those things weren't. I almost feel like those were kind of just stepping stones for me to get to where I am now, and as with anything in life, things are constantly changing. My passions can change, my goals can change. So I don't have any set goals as far as my career goes. I just have certain values um, that I choose to honor for myself. So, like I mentioned, the flexibility and being able to use my passions and doing something that I'm excited about and passionate about, those are my career goals. Being able to live a life that are based on those intentions. Um, Being able to travel, being able to have freedom, flexibility, time to have like work life balance. Those are the things that I value. Those are the things that I want to see in my life, whether they come in the form of coaching, speaking, um, YouTube, working in a different department at my company. There's so many ways that I can have those values and those intentions remaining true to myself. So I'm not set on a certain path to get there. I'm kind of just like I'm just going with it, and wherever it takes me, that's where it takes me. But right now, it's taking me to a beautiful spot. Um, I'm in a really really good spot with where I am now. So that those are my career goals. I feel like I don't have career goals. I have career values that I choose to kind of maintain throughout this process. I hope that answers the question. I'm not sure if she's watching right now, but if you're watching the replay later, I hope that answers your question. And if you guys have any questions currently about this topic, like I said, feel free to jump in and add them to the side. I'm going to go ahead and get to the next question. Well, this is more like a comment, but I'm going to read it anyway because it kind of flows into the next question. So P like 4 underscores AUSE. So pause, I guess, When I first started to watch your YouTube channel, I wondered why you didn't have a flood number of subscribers. A few months ago, I watched your new take on where life is taking you and where you would hope to go from there. Congrats on your accomplishments, but do you know that regardless of the number of subscribers you have, it's the content that keeps people flowing to you in your message. While I love your hair videos, that's actually how I started watching your channel, but I was more engaged in your material and content regarding life, self-progression, and God. I hope I don't offend. I just didn't want you to switch up and start doing more commercialized videos for likes and subs. Thank you guys so much for the comments. And hi, King's Diamond. What's your first name? I like to call you guys by your first name. So this comment was really, really interesting to me because I don't know if you guys remember, if you've been following me for a while, you probably do, but right before I started with my faith videos, I remember I made this video and it was called like Talking About God on YouTube or something like that. And it was me just kind of like expressing to you guys. Oh, Shelly. Okay. So it was me just kind of expressing to you guys like how I was really nervous about opening up and talking about my faith, because you don't see that a lot of the times on YouTube. You don't really see it on social media, period, to be honest, but especially on YouTube, you don't really see it. And you also don't see a lot of people who are successful talking about God. And I hate to say that, but it's so true. Like, successful in YouTube standards, okay? Not in real life standards, because I would consider myself successful in real life standards. But on YouTube standards, if you're just looking at my subscribers and stuff, you're probably like, oh, okay, like she's like mildly successful. Or if you were to look at my analytics, you would think like, oh, okay, I see why she's not growing as fast as she was the year before, because she was talking about hair before, and now she's talking about God. And people don't necessarily want to talk about God, or they don't want to hear about God. So in that sense, it's like I knew that it was going to affect the growth in YouTube terms, but because it was something that was weighing so heavily on my heart, it was like I didn't care. You know, I was kind of just like, I know that this is what I'm being called to do. I don't know why I'm being called to do it, but I'm being called to go in that direction. And that happens to everyone. I feel like if you are a Christian, if you're a woman of God or a man of God, sometimes he's going to call you into things that don't make sense. He's going to push you into certain areas and certain walks that you never imagined for yourself, things you never thought that you would want to do. Now, all of a sudden, you want to do them. And that just comes with the territory. It comes with the process of following God. I was actually just reading Second Timothy, and it was talking about how basically Paul was in prison and he was writing this letter to Timothy, and he was talking about how you know, even though this was like his second or third time in jail, and he knew that Timothy was probably going to start doubting him, he wanted him to stay faithful. He wanted him to commit to this journey that he was called on. But he knew that people from the outside looking in was going to be judging him. He knew that that meant sacrifice, because there was such a negative stigma attached to honoring God. There was such a negative stigma attached to being a friend of this person in Jesus that everyone else, not everyone, but a lot of people at that time didn't believe. They didn't agree with him. They didn't believe his story about God. So associating with this person was a big risk for Timothy. And Paul knew that. So he warned him. He's like, look, if you want to do this, I want you to do this as my protege, as my coworker. I want you to do this, but I know that it comes with a huge sacrifice. I know that it's a big risk. So I'm warning you about all these things, but I want you to persevere anyway. And that's kind of how it is with our walk with God. Like, once you decide to take this path, it's not easy. All of a sudden your life doesn't become easy, but the blessings and the calm and the clarity that comes from walking alongside with God is so worth the risk. And that's kind of how I felt. Like I just was kind of like, I know that this is a big risk, making such a huge change in content when I gained all these subscribers by talking about hair and talking about the way that I look. But I knew that it was something that I needed to do, and I knew that although it was a risk, that it would be worth it. So, and I definitely, I never intended to come out here and start preaching to you guys. It's so funny when that happens because I'm like, oh, I don't have anything prepared. This is not going to be a deep faith chat. It's just going to be a quick pop in, and then I start going off on a tangent. But I hope you guys get what I'm saying. So I appreciate her comment. If you're watching, I appreciate the comment. And I'm very glad as well that I continue to just do it. Like, it, honestly, I didn't have a choice. Like, for a really long time, I tried to ignore it. I tried to kind of like, oh no, like that's not what I'm hearing. That's not what I'm supposed to be doing. But it just kept replaying over and over again. And that's how you know when God is pushing you to do something, because you're going to get that message over and over again, no matter how hard you try to ignore it, deny it, tune it out. If he wants you to do something or to let go of something or to change something, whatever it is, you are going to get that message. He's going to make sure that you get that message. It's happened to me so many times. It happened to me with YouTube. It happened to me with jobs. It even happened to me with a relationship. Like, I remember there was a point where like I was in a relationship with a person and I knew that I wasn't supposed to be with this person. I didn't trust the person. I didn't fully trust the person. And I just kept ignoring all the signs. And I kept constantly getting hit over and over again with this message of like, let this person go, let it go, let it go, let it go. And I was just like, no, I don't want to. I'm not ready. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be single. I'm not ready. I depend on this person. I'm ready. And lo and behold, that continues to happen. Finally, I let this person go. And now I'm where I am now because letting go of that person allowed me to focus on my relationship with God. So it's crazy how it works in hindsight when you look at it, but when you're in it, sometimes it's really hard to trust that God is doing these things for a certain reason. If He's taking something from you, like I felt like my online image or brand value was being taken from me when God kind of pushed me in the direction of talking about faith. Like I felt like I've been building all this stuff and talking about all this stuff, and now you're just gonna take this. Like that's kind of how I felt. That's how I felt with the relationship. Also, I'm like, you're just gonna take this. But sometimes God needs to take things from you because you don't want to let them go when He asks you to. Like He'll ask you a few times to let it go on your own, but when you don't want to, He takes them. He takes them in order to get his message across to you. Sometimes he has to remove those distractions from your life. And I'm sure you guys can relate. I'm sure some of you can relate to having the distraction move from your life. Um, oh no. See, that's crazy. That's always so crazy when that happens, Erica, when like I'm just sharing something and someone's like, that's exactly where I am right now. Honestly, I say that this, me doing this right now, and I don't know anything about your relationship. That's completely unplanned. So you take from it what you feel necessary, but sometimes God talks to us through other people when we don't want to hear it within ourselves. So um but so that was her comment, not really a question, but a comment. And then another question that I got that's very similar to that. Oh, let me read the comments first. So true, but we must remain on this wall. It's the way of the prophetic. Absolutely. I'm glad you found your heart and God's calling on your life. Following the crowd is courting. I enjoy watching you because you're your true self. Thank you, Erica. Thank you so much. So the next question, kind of in the lines of what we just talked about, is from Hi, I'm currently obsessed, who I love her whole like everything. I remember I used to follow her on Tumblr years ago, and then I started following her on Instagram, and she's just dope. So, hey girl, if you're watching, and her question is, were you at all concerned about your number of subscribers when you decided to switch gears and share more about your relationship with God? So yeah, I kind of answered that. I definitely was initially. I was very concerned about what are people going to think? Are people going to unsubscribe? Are people going to not like me anymore? But like I said, once you make that decision and you start walking into the direction of God, like it became so easy to tune that stuff out. Like I don't even think about it anymore. Like I'm all the way in that it's not even a thought at this point. It's just like, look, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. That's kind of where it is now. Um, so yeah, that answers that question. And I think I had a few more. Let me see if I can find them. Sorry, guys. Um, okay, so let me read the comments. God was trying to take someone from me, and I was holding on to him for dear life, like for years. And then one day I finally chose me over him, and I met my husband that day. We've been together for 5 years and married for 1.5. Wow, that's awesome. Girl. I've been there. I've been there. Luckily, it didn't take me years to realize, but I've been there. Um, okay, so let me see if I can find the other question. Was there another question? I thought there was another question in line with this, but I don't see one. So, do you guys have any other questions for me about the topic of careers or YouTube or anything like that? Oh, one other question that I get often actually is, where is it? What camera do I use? So when I am using a camera, I'm usually using the Sony a5000, which is this camera. It's really cool. It has this little flip up screen, which I love. And pray for your sister. No, seriously, I will pray for you guys if you need it. But this is the camera that I use. It's Sony a5000. It's really great. It's like a in between. I forgot what you call it. It's not a DSLR. It's not that kind, but it's also not a point and shoot. It's like right in the middle, and I can't think of the name of what those are called. Um, but yeah, you can change the lens on it. It was like I think $400 Best Buy. Um, I got it last year. And yeah, I like it. It's kind of fragile though, I would say. Like if anyone does anyone in here have a channel or like thinking about starting a channel who actually cares about this camera, just curious. But one of the things I don't like about it is that it's fragile. So like within the first month or like week of getting it, I dropped it and this cracked like right away because it's so thin. But they fix it though, because I have insurance. Oh hi, thanks for joining. From Massachusetts. So yeah, this is the camera that I use for anyone that's interested. And then as far as lights, I don't really do a lot of fancy stuff with my lights. I have the little umbrella light set that you can find on Amazon. And I have a whole Amazon shop, which is linked in this video. It's linked in every video, where you can purchase any of the equipment that I use, any of the books that I talk about. All of that stuff is in the Amazon shop. Just a FYI, in case you guys didn't know that. Um, but yeah, I use the umbrella lights. Right now, I literally only have, I'll show you. I have this one light on this little tiny stand. Doesn't even have an umbrella on it because ain't nobody got time for that. No time for that. Um, but yeah, that's what I use when I'm making like quick live streams. And I actually do want to get a ring light though. I want to get a ring light like early next year because exciting news. I'm actually going to be starting a whole faith channel. So that is part of the reason why I am getting a ring light, just because I want to be consistent with my setup on that channel. But I'm basically um, planning to just make a whole channel that's just dedicated to faith videos. And I know I've been doing all of my videos here, um, and you guys are liking them, but it's something about like I don't know how to describe it, and I don't know if you guys are gonna get it, but it's just something about like making these videos on a channel that I already started with. Hello from Virginia. What's your first name? Um, Making all of these videos that feel so true to me on this channel, where I started it and I was like a different person. It just feels like kind of weird. Like it almost feels like like I'm living in like someone else's house or something. Like it's just like a weird feeling. And then the people who find me from my hair videos, they subscribe and then they like look at my content and they're like, wait, but she doesn't make hair videos anymore. So it's almost a little confusing, I feel like, to new people also. Like the people who have been here for a while, you guys get it, so it's not an issue. But for new people, I'm finding that it's confusing. So I'm really thinking about just making a whole separate faith channel. Let me know what you guys think about that. Actually, would you be interested in like a whole channel that's just dedicated to like the Soul Beauty chat on this page, and then this page could just be whatever, vlogs, hair stuff, all of that. So let me read some of the comments and let me know what you guys think about the faith channel while I'm reading the comments. Listen to your gut. Oh wait, I missed it. Oh, got you. Listen to your gut. That's God trying to tell you He knows what's best. How do you feel about parents choosing their child's career? Um, I feel like a career is something that is personal. Like I know that it's parents' best intentions when they want to choose a career for their child, but I truly feel like that's doing more harm than good because it's personal. You can't choose for someone else what they should do for the rest of their life. Half of the time, we don't even know as adults what we're doing for the rest of our life. So it's something that let individuals decide for themselves. And it's also something that if you're a child of God, like you have to let God step in and work within you, you know? Like I mentioned earlier, I tried to choose what I was going to be doing with my life, and it's completely different from what I picked. Like this isn't what I picked. I didn't pick to talk about God. I didn't pick to become an empowerment coach. I didn't pick to be a speaker. I didn't pick any of that. It just happened, you know? It happened because I was being faithful and listening to God throughout the journey and trying different things. But so I think if a parent is trying to choose a child's career, like it's only going to do more harm than good because they have to choose for themselves. Um, um, that was over long ago. Oh, okay, you're talking to Erica. I was like, huh? Ruth from Jamaica. Hi, Ruth from Jamaica. Okay, Faith Channel sounds like a good idea. Great. Well, I'm glad that that sounds like a good idea to you because I'm really, really considering doing it. I'm really excited about doing it. So let me know what you guys think about that. Just making a whole separate faith channel. I'm sure that the people who are really interested in it will go there. And if they're not, that's totally cool too. But I don't. I really want to separate it, guys. I feel like it's so overdue. So Mackenzie says, "How do you know when you find your soulmate?" That's a really good question. And I guess first it starts with defining what a soulmate is to you. Because some people don't even believe in soulmates. I personally believe in soulmates. And I feel like I was fortunate and blessed to have found someone that I consider a soulmate like very, very early in my life. But define what that means to you. I don't think that that has to mean one thing to everyone, in my opinion. I don't think that that means one thing. A soulmate doesn't have to be one thing, this cutter, cookie cutter definition. So define what that means to you, first of all. And I think you will know if you found them because they will meet those things almost effortlessly. So, of course, everyone is imperfect. Everyone has imperfections and things that they need to work on. But you will see their imperfections as something that isn't that bad or something that you're willing to work through with that person because, hey, Sadia, because you know that they're truly special. Um, I feel like And when I say that, I want to be careful when I say that, because I don't mean all imperfections. Like if someone's abusive or someone is disrespectful verbally or physically, like that's completely different. To me, that's not imperfections. That's just like, that's intolerable in my opinion. Um, but if it's just minor things, like things that they could do better at or things that they're not the best at, um, but they meet all of these other things that you have, all these expectations. And also, if you're a woman of God, they align with what it is that God sees for you. Then in that case, I feel like you'll know, because they will almost effortlessly meet your, I don't want to say expectations, but they will align with what you value in a relationship. So similar to how I talked about the career earlier, how I don't have career goals. I just have values and intentions, and that's what I choose to align myself with. It's the same way with your relationships. They should align with your values and your intentions. And I think that's how you know once it aligns with that. And then, of course, also it's like the basics of loving each other, trusting each other, having similar goals, all of those things. But I think first and foremost, it has to align with what you want and what God wants for you. And so I hope that answers your question. Um, okay, yes to the new channel. Cool. Okay. So I'm glad that you guys are feeling the idea. I think I'm gonna do that. I started a vlog channel for a little while, but I deleted it recently just because I just wasn't feeling it. Like I did it for a little while, and okay, great, you're welcome. Yeah, I did the vlog channel for a little while, and I was just like, I don't want to separate the vlogs. Like the vlogs can stay up here for now. So um, yeah, I think I saw another question come in. Let me go back and look. Okay, yes, I did see one. It says, how do you know when you're in the will of God? So that's a really good question. Um, and the way to know if you're in the will of God is by simply being in tune with Him, like being in tune with Him and being in communication with Him constantly to a point that you can recognize His voice. The only way to know if you're living by His will is to know what it is that He wants you to do, right? In order to know that, you have to be able to hear from God. You have to be able to feel from God, from the Holy Spirit, what it is that you're supposed to be doing. So, in order to get to that place, you have to have a relationship, not just a shallow relationship, not just a I talk to you on Sunday relationship. I talked about this before, but like if you were to ask yourself, some of your friends that you talk to, or the people that you trust in your life that you would share your deepest, darkest secrets with, like I'm sure you don't just talk to them once per week. I'm sure you don't just talk to them on Sunday. You don't just spend time with them a few times per day, maybe when you're saying like thanking God for your lunch or your breakfast. If this is someone that you trust with your life, if you trust with your deepest secrets, it's because you talk to them often and you know their intentions. You know that they are faithful to you. You know that they are not going to hurt you. You know that they have your best interests at heart. It's the same way with God. In order to um, understand if you're living in the will that He's chosen for you, to know that you're walking in your God given purpose, it starts with having a relationship with Him. And that comes through different ways. That can come from obviously reading the Word, meditating on the Word, praying, worshiping. There's so many different ways you can do it. I actually recently made a video. A video, I wrote a blog post on it, a podcast on it about prayer journaling. That's a really great way to get in tune with what God wants you to do, to really get in tune with what it is that He's asking of you and what you need clarity on is by prayer journaling. I don't know if you guys have ever tried it before. It's something that I do literally every day. And it's so therapeutic because I feel like I'm talking to God. I feel like He's literally guiding me in these conversations that I'm having in my journal. So if you haven't checked out that video or blog post yet, I'll share it right here in the comment section actually. And while I'm doing that, you guys can feel free to ask me any other questions. If you're just joining, if you're just hopping on, we are doing a live Q&A, answering questions about careers, faith, love, YouTube, whatever you guys want to talk about. That's what we're doing here. So feel free to leave your questions. I'm just going to pull up that link on prayer journaling because I think it's really powerful, a really powerful tool, and it will definitely help you to get clarity, especially if you feel like maybe you're not in the best place with God, or maybe you don't feel like you have a really strong relationship. I feel like starting there would help. So here's the link to that. I can't remember who asked that question. Where is it? I can't remember who asked the question, but there's the link. And yeah, I hope that answered your question. So do you guys have any other questions for me? I'm so excited because I'm going on vacation in just less than a week. I'm so excited. I can see the beach. I can feel the sunshine. Almost there. Almost there. I'm so excited. If you guys don't have any other questions about that kind of stuff, faith, careers, all of that, I'm going to get into some beauty stuff. So I want to talk a little bit about some of the products that I've been using lately, some of the things that I'm loving, some of my favorites for this month. I've actually been thinking about doing like favorites videos, maybe like once per month or once every few months, because I don't really buy a lot of products, to be honest. So I will probably have to do it like once every few months. But let me just grab some of the stuff. I did that one already. Where's the mascara? Of course, I can't find the stuff when I need it. Oh, here it is. Okay. So let's get into a quick little beauty segment. I don't have that much stuff for beauty, to be honest. Oh, I do have a hair product too. Okay, so I'm going to share with you guys some of the stuff that I've been using for like the past couple months that are like my beauty favorites. Number one is this lipstick. That was actually one of the questions that I got in the video that I posted. The last video I posted was about what lipstick color are you wearing? It's not Ruby Woo, although it looks like Ruby Woo. It's not. I decided to finally switch it up and get a different lipstick, because if you've used Ruby Woo before by MAC, you know that that stuff is so dry. First of all, it is so dry. It makes your lips feel so crusty, but the color is literally amazing. And I think that's why so many people use it anyway. Like, even though we know that the consistency kind of sucks, we use it anyway because we love the color. So a little while ago, my friend Abina from Beanie TV, she actually told me about this Sephora lip stain, and it is in the color Always Red, number 01, and it's bomb. It's so bomb. I will put it on right now, but I don't want to waste it. I don't want to waste it, so I'm not going to put it on right now, but this is it. It's super pretty. I will swatch it for you guys. I'll do a quick little swatch. And if you want to see the true color, like in natural lighting, definitely check out the last video that I posted. But this is it. It's very pretty, very vibrant. It's like a cream texture when you first put it on, but it dries super, super matte. But it does not dry my lips out. Like, it doesn't dry my lips out. And this color right now is not really picking up that well. So I would definitely suggest either going to my Instagram and looking at it, or just going to the last video I posted. But it's, how much did this cost? I want to say $14, which is not bad compared to MAC, which is like 16, I believe, or 18. So, and I feel like you probably get more in here, and a little bit goes a long way. Like I can dip it in once and just kind of swipe it, and it will cover my both of my lips. I don't have to like rub it to death. So, if you guys have used, if you have ever used Ruby Woo by MAC, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That stuff is so dry. Oh, I'm missing one other thing. Okay, so on to the next product. Last night, I actually went out to this thing, like this live event, live music, and I put on lashes last night because for a while my skin has been looking crazy and it's finally getting back to a really good spot. And I guess first I'll show you guys what I've done to get my skin back clear. So my skin is combination. So that means that it's oily and it's dry. So it's oily in the middle, my T-zone, and then it's dry, the cheeks area underneath my eyes. Basically everywhere else my face gets really dry, but the middle of my face gets really oily. And with combination skin, if you only focus on one of the sides, it makes the other side worse. So if I'm only focusing on getting rid of the oil in the middle of my face, then that means that the rest of my face that is already dry is going to get even more dry. And then if I'm focusing on just hydrating my face, the rest of my face is going to get even more oily. So I hope that makes sense. If you guys have combination skin, I'm sure you can relate. What skin type do you guys think that you have? If you know it, I know it might be kind of hard to tell, but what skin type do you have? But so for me, that was what I was noticing. I was using African black soap, which I love dearly, and that cleared up a lot of the actual acne that I was getting. Like I was breaking out for whatever reason, and probably stress. And the African black soap cleared that up, but it made the rest of my face so dry. Like, warning, if you use African black soap for an extended period of time, like every day for like a week or so, it's going to make your skin really, really dry. So once I realized that, I stopped using the African black soap. My breakouts had cleared up, all was good in the world, but now my skin was dry. So I didn't have pimples anymore, but I had dark spots and I had really, really dry skin. So I started doing oil cleansing. And oil cleansing is basically when you just use oil to cleanse your face. You put a hot rag on. Basically, you put the oil on your face while it's dry. Then you put a hot rag on your face and just remove the excess oil. And that's supposed to open your pores and get all of the oil and stuff out. So I started doing that because it's also a really good way to moisturize your skin as you're cleaning it. So I started doing that with castor oil. And then I started doing it with olive oil. Castor oil is actually an oil that will pull oils and dirts and all of that type of stuff out of your skin. Olive oil, on the other hand, is great for penetrating and moisturizing the skin. So when I was using castor oil, because like I said, I have combination skin, it was still really dry in some spots. The castor oil was making it worse in those areas. So I stopped using the castor oil. And now my regimen is so simple. Like my skin looks 1,000 times better and my regimen is so simple. And literally all I do is I have this bottle. It says jojoba oil, but it's not jojoba oil. It's just extra virgin olive oil that I put in here. So I use extra virgin olive oil to cleanse my face and to moisturize my face. That's it. Some days I don't even use the olive oil to clean my face. Some days I literally just put water on my face and I'll put a hot rag on my face and just wipe away some of the whatever crust, whatever eye boogers, all of that stuff, wipe all of that away. And while my skin is still damped, I'll put the olive oil on my face. And that's it. That's crazy, right? That's so crazy that that's all that I do to my skin and it's looking so good. I still use my Vanity Planet spin brush, which I'm sure you guys have seen a gazillion times. I still use this. I only use it about once per week though. And I actually have a code. It's not in my description box, but it probably should be. Look, I'm like a terrible YouTuber, but I have a code for this where you guys can get this for $30 if you're interested in trying it. So I will put that in the chat box right now, but I use that once per week to exfoliate. And then also once per week, I use the apricot scrub from St. Ives with salicylic acid to clear any breakouts that I may have forming or whatever. And then, but on a day-to-day basis, I literally wash my face with water and olive oil, and I moisturize with olive oil. Because I am super like about skin cancer, because my grandmother actually suffered from some skin issues. She had like a lot of moles on her face and stuff, and so do I. So I'm always kind of like in the back of my mind, I'm like, I have to wear sunscreen. So if you guys don't know this, raw shea butter actually has a little bit of SPF in it. So some days, if I know I'm not going to be in the sun for long periods of time, I will just use my African shea butter, raw shea butter. And that's what I use. Like I said, if I know I'm just like running out really quickly, and I'm going to be exposed to some sunlight, but not in the sun baking, I'll just put this on. But if I am about to like really sit out in the sun, I put on my Trader Joe's sunscreen. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing to my skin. And like I said, it made like a huge turnaround, which is really exciting. But yeah, olive oil and water is pretty much it. And I exfoliate once per week. And so yesterday, because my skin was doing so much better, I went out and I decided to put on makeup, and I put on lashes, like lashes. Crazy, right? Because I never put on lashes. I love it too. It's really like, it's so bomb. So these are the brand of lashes that I used last night. It was Remy, I think it's just called Remy or Remy Iris. I don't know if that's the name of it, but I think it's just Remy. And I got it from Beauty Supply Store for $1.99. This is style 507. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's like, I always go for super natural ones. I never do thick ones, extra long, none of that. And the ones that I had on yesterday were 601. And I loved how these looked yesterday. I wish I could show you guys a picture, but if you follow me on Snapchat, I'm sure you've seen it. But it looked so natural to me. Like, I'm so not the lash girl, but I love the way they look, but I never wear them because I feel like they look crazy on me. But yesterday, they looked so bomb. Like, I didn't even want to take them off because they were just so pretty. So these are like my favorites. I'm definitely going to be re-upping on style 601 because they look really natural. And then in the vein of eyelashes, mascara. This mascara is so bomb and is what I've been loving lately. It is the L'Oreal Paris Telescopic Mascara. And what I really like about this mascara is the wand. So it has like really fine bristles, and it's also like the rubber kind. It's not like that brush. So this is what I noticed works best for my eyelashes, is the kind that has this rubber in versus the brush. The brush just looks clumpy and gross. So this is the mascara that I've been loving. Telescopic Mascara by L'Oreal Paris, and the color is Black is Black. Black and Mo Black, as my mama would say, number 910. And last product is a hair product. As you can see, I have braids in right now, so I haven't used it that much. But when I used it on my wash and go a few weeks ago, it was bomb.com. And that is the Lotta Body, the sticker is gonna bother me. The Lotta Body coconut and shea oils. Moisturize Me Curl and Style Milk. Has anyone used this before? This stuff is so bomb. So bomb. My hair texture is probably like 3C, 4A. And this works so good on my hair. Like, it's thick. It smells so good. And it smells so good. Oh my God. I just want to like smear it in my braids, but that's probably a terrible idea. But it's really thick. It has a lot of hold to it, and it is super, super, super hydrating. So this is my go-to hair product right now when my hair is not in braids, obviously. And that's pretty much it. Those are the products that I'm loving right now. One other thing I wanted to share that's not beauty related is more of a um, it's more of an inner work item, and that is my devotional. If you guys follow me on Snapchat, you see me post from this like every day. I love this devotional. It's called A Little God Time for Women. This is also available in my Amazon shop. Like I said, linked down below in the description box. And this devotional I love so much because it's just quick and easy to read. Like it's just a very small passage, a scripture for you to study, and it's one for every day of the year, so you can start at any time. I really, really like it. It makes it so easy to incorporate God and the Word into my life on a daily basis, and I get to share with you guys on Snapchat. So, like I said, it's in my Amazon shop, but I do share just about every day from this on my Snapchat, and that is pretty much it, guys. Those are my favorite products. Nothing too crazy. Do you guys have any questions about any of the products or about anything in general? If not, I'm going to get ready to go soon. But it was really fun chatting with you guys. I love doing these chats. Even if you don't have any questions, if you just have any suggestions about things you want to see, topic ideas, question ideas, video ideas, any of that stuff, let me know. I'm always open to those type of suggestions because sometimes it's hard to come up with content. But interestingly enough, one of the things that I talked about earlier was starting a faith channel. And for that channel, I have so many ideas. I have so many ideas for that channel, but this channel, I don't have that many ideas for. Um, but yeah, so I haven't decided when I'm going to start the new channel. I really, really, really would love to get my camera and setup right first because, like I said, I want to have consistency on that channel. So we'll see. So FEE Baby says, or 33 Baby says, do you have any advice for starting a YouTube ministry? I feel that's the direction God is pushing me in. Wow. So that's an interesting question. I guess kind of what I am doing would be considered ministry. But I'm curious, what do you feel exactly you're being called to do? Like when you say ministry, um, do you feel like just videos similar to what I'm talking about, or do you feel like, I'm just curious, what do you feel like that means to you? And then I can give you better advice. Um, oh man. Someone said, Paulina said, can I talk about my tattoos and piercings? I actually have a whole video on that. I made this video last year, I think. It's like a video called like all about my tattoos and piercings, something like that. You can check it out though. I have a video where I literally broke down every single one that I have. I don't think I have any new ones since I made that video, aside from, well, no, I still have this. I just had a stud rather than a hoop. But yeah, you should check out that video if you're interested. I have a lot of tattoos and I actually want to get a bunch more. Like I want to get my whole arm done. Yeah. So yeah, you can check that out if you're interested. So you said just to be more active in sharing my faith and experiences similar to what you're doing. Oh, okay. Okay. So I would suggest that if you feel like God is pushing you in that direction, to just do it. Honestly, simply. I know that sounds so cliche, but seriously, if you feel like it's something that you're being called to do it. Do you feel like you're hesitant? Because starting is simple. Like starting is just a matter of turning on a camera, pressing record, and publishing it. So, is it like topic ideas you're afraid of? Are you nervous about like what are you going to talk about? Are you concerned about what are people going to say? Do you feel like maybe you don't know enough or have enough experience? Like what is it that's kind of making you feel hesitant? Because starting is actually really easy. If you have a laptop, you have internet, you can start. Even if you have a cell phone and internet, which I'm assuming you do because you're watching. So starting is the easy part. I think it's figuring out like what's making you feel hesitant is the bigger question, you know? So that's what I want you to ask yourself. I want you to ask yourself, like, what's stopping me, or why am I not starting? And honestly, you guys, no matter where you are currently, what you're thinking about, you can ask that question in any situation. What's stopping you from doing what it is that you want to do? Something that I really like to ask myself, and also my clients when I'm working with them during the empowerment coaching calls, is the action that you are performing based out of, no, what emotion is causing you to create this action? So is it out of fear, or are you operating out of love? And that's like a really great way that I like to check in with the people that I'm working with, because we lie to ourselves a lot. We're really good at lying to ourselves when we don't want to do something because of fear. Um, but yeah, I would just say just start and figure out what it is that's really stopping you. Like, what are you actually holding on to that's making you afraid to do it? Um, but yeah, do you guys have any other questions or any other suggestions? I'm about to go to my best friend's house. Um, so I'm just texting her. Let's see. Well, I tried doing a separate channel for my prayer ministry, but it was so time consuming trying to upload on both. Plus, I got confused posting videos on the wrong channel. LOL, girl, old age. So, you guys, this is awesome. I didn't know that you guys had channels. Who else has a channel here? If you have a channel, leave your channel name in the comments because I would love to check it out. Leave the link or the actual channel name in here. See, that's my thing too about having a separate channel. Like, I really want to start this separate channel and devote a lot of my energy to building this faith channel, and also just topics centered around like well-being, like the Soul Beauty chat that has been started here. I want to evolve that into a whole new channel. I actually already started it. I just haven't posted anything on it. But that's my thing. I'm a little nervous. I'm like, what is this channel going to become? Am I even going to use it still? I don't know. That's just me overthinking, as I always do. But, and also for you, I would say don't focus so much on trying to uphold both. I would just say uphold the one that you feel the most connected to right now. Like, I'm even taking my own advice when I say this, because that's what I intend to start doing. I'm going to start devoting my time to the one that really makes me happy. The channel that gives me the most joy, the topics that give me the most joy. And as far as getting confused with posting it on the wrong channel, that can come with time. Like, you can figure out ways to distinguish them. You can get better with practice. That comes with time. Now I do everything on one channel. That's awesome. I like when people do that, when they have like, there's some YouTubers that are really, really good at kind of putting everything all together, but I don't know. I kind of like that separation. There's something about that separation that feels appealing to me. So I'm going to try it. You guys know I love to try new things. I'm going to try it, see how it goes. But some people are really, really good at it. There's, what's her name? I cannot remember this woman's name. She does the strawberry letters. Does anyone know who I'm talking about? But she's also like a really dope motivational speaker. And she talks about beauty. She does hauls. She does a bunch of stuff. But see, that is where I kind of like on channels like that, cannot remember her name for some reason. Um, like, I only watch certain videos because I'm there for kind of like certain things. So when I see them talking about hair or beauty or hauls, I'm like, I'm not here for this. But whenever she posts like motivational video, I'm like, oh, I'm so here for this. Bronze Goddess, thank you. When she posts a motivational video, I'm like, yes, I'm here for this. I'm all about this. But when she talking about like hauls and strawberry letters, I usually don't watch it. And that's no shade to her. That's just me saying, like, I like the separation. I like having, like, talking about faith here and talking about beauty here, just so it's clear, you know? Um, you can do it too, girl. You can definitely do it too. And I want to encourage you to do it if you feel like that's something you're really being called to do. I think some people posted their channels in here. If you did, let me see if I can find it. The King's Diamond. I'm gonna check out your channel. Um, Bianca says, okay, Bianca posted her channel. I do everything on one channel as well. It's beautiful to just express yourself. Cool. I'm gonna check out you guys' channels. I love, like I said, I love when people do everything on one channel. Oh, you're so pretty. Your skin is gorgeous, girl. But I don't know. I think I'm ready for some separation just because I feel like I've grown so much. So we'll see where this goes. I'll definitely come back and share with you guys my new channel name once it's all together. Because right now it's kind of like in the work in progress stage. I'm just kind of like piecing it together. But once I start uploading over there, I'll definitely let you guys know. And I'll share the link with you and anyone that's interested in just faith conversations and motivation, well-being, self-care, all of that stuff. I'll definitely share that with you guys. So I'm excited. I'm really excited about that. But I'm going to get ready to go. If you guys don't have any other questions, I'm going to check out your channels for sure. And as always, I want to encourage you guys, if you haven't already, to make sure you sign up for the Purpose Prayer Kit on my website. And it's basically a prayer kit that I created. So the kit includes 5 days of scripture cards that you can download and print out. I'll show you guys. This is similar to what the cards look like, but you can print them out for yourself. You can read them over, hang them on your wall if you need to. And then there's also an audio prayer, and it's basically designed to help you get clarity on your God-given purpose. So I know, trust me, I know that finding your purpose and living your purpose can be a struggle. So that is why I created it. For anyone that may be in the same place where I was like a few years ago, I wanted to help you guys get through it. So if you're interested or if you're struggling with finding your purpose, you can sign up on my website for the free Purpose Prayer Kit. Really, really useful tool. You can use it every day and it will guide you to get more in tune with God and figuring out what your actual purpose is. So I'm going to drop that link in there for you guys. And I hope that you enjoy it if you sign up. And then also I wanted to share that I'm currently accepting coaching clients for my 4-week empowerment coaching program. I'm so excited. It's a 4-week program. And it is basically a coaching program where we have calls every single week, and I guide you step by step, helping you get clarity on your purpose and figuring out what it is that you need to do next, whether it is a career decision, a personal decision, just guiding you along that process. So this is something that I'm truly passionate about. I'm so grateful that God has given me the opportunity and the platform to express this with you guys. So if you're interested in working with me, you can find out how to do so. In January is when I'm going to start taking on new bookings, already booked up for December. So I'm just going to share that link with you guys. But if you're interested, you can check it out. And I just dropped the link in there for you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching, for being here. I appreciate all of your support and your love. And if you have any other questions or anything, feel free to reach out to me. And I hope that you have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your Saturday night, amazing week ahead. And I will see you guys in the next video. So thank you for watching. Bye.